like to acknowledge that that was a wonderful special. I thought that was really cool. Happy Mother's Day. It is a beautiful day, and I know you mothers could never get enough recognition for what you do. Thank you all. There's always a mother always has a special place in her son's heart, and you definitely do in mine, Mom. So I'm very thankful for what you do for me, and I'm very thankful for what all you mothers do for your sons and your daughters also. I got a scripture that I'll be bringing out of Proverbs. It'll be chapter 3. Chapter 3, verse 5 through 6. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path." And then I got another scripture in Psalms. This would be chapter 143, verse 8. "Cause me to hear thy loving kindness in the morning, for in thee do I trust. Cause me to know the way wherein I should walk, for I lift up my soul unto thee." So, I've told this story several times, especially during Wednesday night services. And the story is still in the making currently right now. When I applied for Academy, it was the biggest moment of my life. It was, this is it. This is how I continue on with my life. And I applied for it. A little bit as time goes on, I get scheduled for an interview. Go to the interview. I thought the interview went amazing. I felt confident. I was happy. I loved how it went. I think about my interview in November. I didn't get a response until about mid-January, whether I got accepted or not, which was really pushing it because the academy started in early February. So here I am at home, just got back from work, and my buddy, who also applied for the academy, he calls me. I mean, he's at work currently, and he called me and he goes, "Kaiden Wiseman, guess what?" I was like, "What?" And he goes, "I got into the academy." And I lost it. I was so happy for him. He was jumping up and down. I was jumping up and down. We're so excited. And I was expecting that email too. And so he said, "Listen, I gotta go. I gotta get back to work." I said, "Don't worry, it's all right. I'll call you back when I get that email." About 30 minutes goes by and I get an email. Open it, like, here we go. And then, right there, tell me I didn't get accepted. And at first I was like, "Really? You just playing around with me or something?" He's like, "I'm supposed to get a confirmation email. I'm getting in." And I read it a few more times over. Then it really starts to hit that I didn't get in. So I spent about 15 minutes in my room, the lights off, completely quiet, and I'm just staring at my phone. Looking at this email, reading it over and over and over again, wondering, how could they not have accepted me? I was a perfect person for this role. How dare they not accept me? And in the moment I thought, there goes my firefighting career, or at least for another year. And so I called my buddy back, Cameron. I told him, I said, "I didn't get it." And of course he chuckled, he laughed, he was like, "All right, you're messing with me. Tell me the truth. Let me hear the good news." And I was so broken that I couldn't even bring myself to say anything after that. I just sat there quietly. And he goes, oh. And he says, Kaiden, I'm sorry. And I just kind of sat there. At that point, I was just trying to hold back tears, right? And after a few minutes go by, I was just trying to talk to him, encourage him, because we both made agreement that if one of us made it and the other didn't, that we would continue to support them no matter what. And so I did that. I supported them. I said, congratulations, you did such a great job getting to this academy. You're going to go a long ways. On the phone for about 10 minutes, get off the phone, and I take the phone and throw it across the bed. And I go out to the living room, and I say, Mom and Dad, I got this dead look on my face, and I say, I didn't get it. And they look at me, and he said, what? And I said, I didn't get in. I'm going to my room. Please don't come in here. Please don't bother me. Walked off to my room, closed the door, and I just sat there for a bit. Sat in there, stared at my phone for a little bit longer. Eventually went out to the garage. Furious with God at this point. Because this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be a firefighter. And here I am, not getting into the academy. And here I'm thinking, God, if you want me to be a firefighter, how come you're stopping me from doing it? How am I supposed to do what you want me to do if you won't let me do it? Furious with him. And Dad comes out to the garage, and I see him, and I just scoff at the sight of him. I'm just like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I don't want you talking to me. I don't want you trying to help me through it. Let me be mad. He comes over to me, and he gives me a hug. He says, son, it's all right. He says, son, I'm sorry. And he just hugged me for a few minutes. That's all he said. He walked away. And that's when I lost it. I cried and I sat in the garage for an extra 30 minutes just crying. I said, God, why did you do this? Why didn't I get accepted? I was supposed to be accepted. A bit of time goes on. And my station in Clever has weekly, or every Thursday, we get together for a training night. We do that. We get to the station. Everybody's asking me if I got in. I just, nope, didn't get in. Nope, didn't get in. Nope, didn't get in. Sorry. And one of my captains comes up to me and he says, listen, I'm so sorry you didn't get in. But this might not be the end of it. This might not be the end of it. I found a class you could probably go through. It's in a nearby station in the city of Brookline. And of course, I'm like, I don't want to go to just some rip-off class. I want to go to academy. Alright. And I just kind of brushed it off. They're like, no, I'm not doing that. I wanted to be in academy. So at this point, I'm just sulking at this point, right? I'm not doing anything about it. I didn't get let into academy. I got upset, and I just wanted to stay mad. I didn't want to do anything about it. And I realized that where does sulking get you? Sure, you get, oh man, I'm so sorry for you, I'm so sorry, but that gets old. You can't sulk forever. So I had to stop, right? And I realized that I had to understand that God had something in store for me. It wasn't that He just didn't let me into academy and that was it. I knew He had something in store for me. I just had to be willing to see it and be willing to partake in that plan. And so I go back to my captain and I said, when does this class start? And it starts in March. Alright, how much does it cost? Yada, yada, yada. It's this much, right? And take care of that. Long story short, I get into the class, day one, I arrive, and everybody's just greeting everybody, and I'm just sitting inside the class, I'm just like, I can be in academy right now. I want to be here. And there had been several nights where I was just trying to talk to God and say, why? That's all I could say. All I could say was just, why didn't you let me into the academy? And I never heard an audible voice, but I knew that it was telling me, just keep going. Just follow along with this class. Just hear me out. Let's just keep going. Follow along. And I had to remind myself, He's got something in store for me. He has a plan. A little bit of time goes on, and my buddy, he updates me on his time in the academy. And quite frankly, over time, I started enjoying myself there at the class. I started liking it. It's good. The people are nice. It's incredibly, well, it is very stressful, but it is nowhere near as stressful as what the academy is. This class is over the duration of 6 months. The academy is over the duration of about 14 and a half weeks. So, my buddy's just constantly telling me how stressful it is. Like, he loved being able to get in, but he hates it. It's stressful. It's all just go, 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 go. And he's exhausted. And I started to grow to appreciate my class. And I grew to trust God. And it's easy to say that, oh, I trust Him, I have faith in God, I believe in Him. But as you can tell, your trust and your faith has to be put to the test. It needs to be put to the test in order to thrive. And it was put to the test, all right. It was. And my trust in Him grew. And as time went on, I was happy that I was in the class as opposed to the academy. I thought, man, I'm really glad I got into this class. I don't know what I would have done if I got into academy. And like I said, this story is still being written. I'm only about halfway through this class. And now I know that by me trusting in Him, I will go a long ways. And I still have a long way to go. I got the last 3 months of this class to go, and then next year I got another 6-month class I got to go through before I can even start the process of becoming a firefighter. It's a long process, and it's a humbling process. And I still don't know why God has decided that He wants me to go through this class. And that's the beauty of all of it. You have to trust Him. And that's what I'm trying to do now. Trusting Him. I also want to bring up another story that is similar to this, just not such on a big scale. This story is about 8 years ago. 7, 8 years ago. I'm sure all of you have already heard this, but my family and I were going to Soda City on a Saturday, and it was supposed to rain. And stop at a gas station to get some ponchos. Dad gets out of the car, and I sit in the back seat and I pray to God and I say, God, please bless it will not rain today, so we might be able to have fun at Soda City. I think I was barely 9 years old. And I told Mom, I said, Mom, you can text Dad, tell him he doesn't need to buy those ponchos. It's not going to rain today. And so Mom sent the text message. Dad thought it was adorable, but he bought them anyways. And so on the way to Branson, I just continued to tell him, I said, listen guys, it's not going to rain. I prayed. So we're good. It's not going to rain. We're going to have fun. And sure enough, it didn't. I trusted in God and I had faith in Him. And it didn't rain. But what really makes a difference between just saying you have faith in God is the work you put behind your faith. See, it's not faith if you don't act upon it. If Dad had prayed that there wouldn't be any rain and bought the ponchos anyways, he's expecting for it to rain. You're setting yourself up for failure. If you pray that it won't rain, and you don't buy the ponchos, expecting that it won't rain, that is where faith truly is. That is faith. Acting upon your faith is what's necessary. And I guess between those two stories, one just being a simple one and one being about my career, even though one story is just about us having fun at Silver Dollar City, it still has just as much meaning behind it. You gotta have faith in God. You gotta trust Him. God only ever wants the best for us. And unfortunately, when times get rough, your house burns down, right? Or you get in a car accident. Well, God, why'd you do that? Why'd you burn my house down? How are you going to help me now? I have no place to live. I have nothing. Well, thanks a lot, God. You just totaled my car. What am I going to do now? I can't get to church. How do you want me to get there now? And all He wants you to do is to just trust Him. Go the extra mile. You know that He wants the best for you. He died on the cross for you, and He would do it again. There's no reason for you to believe that He wouldn't want the best for you. It's hard. I mean, I'm an example of getting mad at God when things go wrong. And like I said, it's just all it is to test your faith, to strengthen it, and to strengthen your relationship with Him. He wants the best for us. Every single one of us. And quite frankly, we're in the picture. We can only see this much. He's the one who's painting it. He knows what He wants to do. He knows how to make you great. You're not the artist. You're in the painting. He has your best interest. Trust in His plan for you. I know my sermon is short this afternoon, but I hope this message brought clarity to you guys.